I want to give Uber some free advice on the scheduling system or the reservations system. I see more and more drivers dropping out and not using it. When you attach a $5 penalty, right? It's this whole thing about like little schoolboy, go stand in the corner there, we'll punish you. Drivers don't like to get punished. I mean, we understand that riders, if they're late, yeah, they'll pay a fee. It has nothing to do with us. But when we take it very, very personal when the company suddenly punishes us with a $5 fee or tells us, hey, you know what? You do this twice, you mess up twice, you're off. You lose the privileges. And this is why Uber is losing so many drivers, because of that punishment, you know, that sort of like that punishment that looms over you. If I do this thing wrong, then I get punished. And the other big problem with Uber is they don't have enough people in the field that are actually testing their system, right? They're sort of relying, oh, you know what, we're going to bring out this novelty idea. Drivers are going to use it. You know, they're going to be our guinea pigs for a while, be like little experimental lab. If it makes money, we keep it. If it doesn't make us money, we can it. But what they fail to understand, what they fail to see is the damage that they do to their drivers. Drivers leave, or drivers abort. They don't participate in the reservation system. I stopped using the reservation system. Now, the only way you can use the scheduling and reservation system, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get through to people that are paying a premium, paying more, doing a lot of business travel, they usually use the reservation or scheduling system for airport trips. And you recruit those individuals over into your private LLC, into your private company. They become private clients. I have converted so many scheduled reservation trips into private clients. That is the only plus I see. Now I have enough clients. I don't have to use the reservations system anymore. In fact, I dropped the reservation system when they came out with all these new little forms of punishment. Hey, if you do not log in 40 minutes, you can see that, take a look at the thumbnail of this video. If you do not log in within 40 minutes before the trip, you know what, that counts as a strike against you, $5. If you do not start the, if you do not, what are the two ways, right? The one is you got to log in 40 minutes before, and the other one is, if you cancel, you have to cancel 40 minutes plus. You can't cancel in the 37th minute. Oh gosh, I can't take that trip. $5, second strike, out. Drivers hate that. And where Uber and Lyft, and listen up, Dara Koshashawi, listen up, David Risher, where you guys are losing so many people, so many good drivers, is that you, the company, are not testing in real life your system on the street with your own guys to understand, okay, what does a driver go through? What does a driver experience? Do more market research, do more think tanks, interview drivers about the scheduling system, right? Reservation system. Interview more people about, do they want to move to EV, electric vehicles, right? Get the data and then work with that data. Don't dream up something. Oh, let me see if I throw the dart. Oh, we just hit this idea. Let's roll this out. We can program it. We have millions of programmers. And then let's see if the drivers like it or not. More important, let's see if it makes us money. If it makes us money, we keep it. If we don't, we can it. And we change our underpants 3 times a day, come out with the next thing. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. And I think that's where Uber and Lyft are alienating so many drivers, is that they're just not beta testing their platform enough. There's many examples. For example, it is too easy for a rider to come up with some BS crazy story that gets you deactivated, right? What Uber and Lyft need to do is like, okay, let's look at all the real life scenarios on what constitutes a legitimate deactivation, right? And then if someone is reporting alcohol or he smelled like marijuana, then there should be a series of questions that they need to answer, right? Is there a police report? Did you file this with the police? What evidence do you have, right? I'm just saying, it is way too easy for a rider to wrongfully deactivate a driver. And what Uber and Lyft and other companies are not doing is they're not sending people into the field to find out what leads, having their own people test the system with riders, what leads to a wrongful deactivation, what leads to a high dropout of drivers after 2 months after they join Uber and Lyft, right? What leads to people leaving the reservations and scheduling system? Drivers do not like to be punished, especially when we are working our asses off 24/7, 365 days a year. You have people on the grid at all times. We do not like to be punished. We do not like to be treated like school children. I think there's this degree of power that they like exercising over us. I experienced that 2 days ago. I think I told you guys, but it doesn't help their cause. It alienates us, right? So again, test what happens in the street. The reservations system, ladies and gentlemen, if there is a gated community, if there is heavy traffic, you got to take everything into consideration, right? Why the person may want to abandon that trip. And surely your AI, your artificial intelligence should pick that up, right? Are you able to take into account that the end address has a security check-in, is a gated community where you might, for example, in Calabasas, stand in a long line for 15-20 minutes? Oh my gosh, this is not even worth it. I'm gonna abort, I'm gonna leave, right? Which then leaves the rider hanging. They may have to make a flight and try to reschedule immediately again. Yes, that's not easy, but the driver is looking out for himself or herself. If you have to log in